Welcome in, Brenna. Hello, hello. We'll get started in just a little bit. Tonight we're going to talk about, are we healing or are we just hiding better? Happy Monday. How are you? I read your bio. Thank you for what you do. Welcome in, everybody. We'll get started soon. Welcome. I am Coach Amber, and it's been a hot minute. There was a few weeks. I had some passing of some family members, but we are back, and we are here every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then at 5 p.m. sharp, we have the Sacred Middle, so you can check out my link tree for all of that information. Tonight we are talking about, are we healing or are we just learning to hide better? So we'll get started in just a few minutes. If you're new here, throw one in the chat. We want to welcome you in. Denise, Phoenix, welcome in. Welcome in. We will get started in just a few. Welcome in, everybody. Can you guys hear the rain? It is pouring. Let's see if I can show you guys. Oh, it's hard to tell, but it is just pouring. Pouring. First day of the big rain. What's the weather like where you are? To conquer, I don't know about to conquer, but definitely to connect. Touche. Yes, this is what dreams are made of. I absolutely love being here with all of you. I love what I do. I'm really passionate about it. It's definitely changed my life, my family's life, so. Lena, welcome in. We'll get started in just a few. Tonight we are talking about, are we healing or are we just learning to hide better? That's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to give it a few more minutes. We'll start right at 4. Welcome in. If you're new here, put a 1 in the chat. I am Amber McCray. I'm your connection and nervous system coach. I help women learn how to connect with themselves and their loved ones. Marielle, welcome in. How to come home to their body, to learn what home is for their body. So we do that through holistic nutrition, emotionally focused therapy, somatics, a bunch of different amazing modalities. Happy Monday, everybody. Mm. 3 p.m. Mike, welcome in. Happy Monday. How is everybody? Jared, hello. Happy Monday. How the fuck are you? How are you, Jared? We're just hanging out. We'll get started about 4 o'clock. I am tired. It's been a rough few weeks. My dad passed away 3 weeks ago and my grandma passed away last week. So, if you haven't seen me, that's why. Today's my first day back. As you can tell, I'm still a little bit emotional. Thank you. Thank you. But we're here, we're doing it, honoring all the feels, right? How are you? I'm always here. I'm always on Discord. You could reach out. I hear you. Some days are just tough bitches, that's for sure. Tonight we're going to talk about, are we healing or are we just hiding better? I haven't even really been on TikTok, so I haven't seen anything from anybody. I will be back at it this week. I'll be catching up, watching some videos and stuff. That's a big one. Hey, just throwing it out there, I have a free 30-minute breakthrough call if you're ever interested for people who have not worked with me before. And it's just 30 minutes Zoom, and I help you break through something. Get some clarity, all that. So just throwing that out there. That was a huge question I had for myself. And I spent a long time figuring it out. Yeah, definitely do. The link is in my link tree. But I spent a lot of time and worked with a few coaches to figure it out. What was holding me back from moving the needle per se, doing the things that actually were doing things that actually would move me forward. Hey, Mama. Hello, hello. Welcome in. We'll get started in just a few. We're going to talk about tonight, are we healing or are we just hiding better? Denise Maria, hello. Salisbury, thank you. Holly. I almost didn't, you changed your picture, Denise. I almost didn't recognize you. Maybe we just talk about good topics all the time. Yes, tonight we are talking about, are we healing or are we just getting better at hiding? Yeah, this is one that I have explored a lot. So we're going to talk about it here until 5, and then we will hop over to the sacred middle and dive in. Yes, ma'am. So the sacred middle will be on this topic as well. We're just going to dive into it much deeper like we normally do. $20 a seat for 2 hours. So you get basically one-on-one coaching with me for 2 hours for $20. So actually, Jared, it's for women only at the moment. I tried to do a men's one, but it didn't seem like the men were really interested in it. Copy that. Hi, Miss Holly. Thank you. No, it's cool, Jared. Yeah, it's a group coaching, all women's group coaching. Holly, I forgot to put it in the TikTok, the mod chat, but I just wanted to let you know that Tara messaged she will not be able to be here tonight. So let me know if you need help and I will help, like, try to cover it. But I think we'll be okay. Okay. Whoa, okay. May I pick your brain on this later? This topic, or you could pick my brain about anything. Okay, copy that, Holly. Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely. For show. Mason! Hello, Mason. How are you? Oh, man, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, Jared. Mason, I hear you. It's been a rough few weeks. It sounds like it's been a rough few weeks for everybody. Thank you, Mason. I appreciate you. Yeah, you're not alone, man. You know, with the season changing and all of that, there can be a huge shift in energy for a lot of people. There's been a lot of deaths and things like that. And again, with the weather and with holidays coming up, it can be a really lot for a lot of people. Tonight we're talking about, are we healing or are we just hiding better? We'll get started in just a few minutes. There is still some time left to grab your seat for the sacred middle. Ah, Sissy! You did do this hair. It needs some more highlights. How much you charged me for highlights and a cut? I think I want to do long bangs. No. Felix! Thank you, Sissy. Felix, how are you? How the fuck are you? I know, I'm just glad I don't look like I feel. Whoa, Denise Maria got her seat for tonight. Whoa, let's go. Okay, let's see. Mom, did you see Daya? I mean, sounds good to me. No, just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate you, Felix. Yes, we will get you the link, but it is the same link. And I will add you, let's see if I added you to the Sacred Middle channel in our Discord. I will add you now because the link is always in there. Shoot. How come it's not working? Oh, you are on it? I don't see you in there. My computer's being slow. I can technically open the same one from last email, right? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Perfect. I have been okay. It's been a lot these last few weeks. My dad passed away and my grandma passed away all this month. Or within the last 4 weeks. So it's been a lot. But I missed you all. I'm glad to be back. I'm ready to dive in to talk about this topic. I don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, here, this is why. Let's find you, Denise Maria. I'm gonna send you the link. Oh, because I didn't add you as a friend. Rude. Okay, there you go. I sent it to you. Holly, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I had no idea. Our grandma's passed away in the same week. Heather! Oh, thank you, Felix. All right, copy. Oh, okay, Miss Holly. I am sending you lots of hugs. Yeah, my grandma didn't want a funeral. She just wanted us to go out to eat at Outback. So if you see a video of me drinking, that my sister-in-law posted, that's where it is. We're there at Outback. Hi, Mama. Kat, welcome in. Jacob, welcome in. All right, let's go. All right, are we healing or are we hiding? Okay, let's jump into it. Welcome to Mental Monday. I missed you guys. And I am Amber McCray, your connection coach and nervous system regulating bestie. Heather's like, I don't even need to talk about it. I'm hiding. Like, I love it. Yes, tired of hiding. And what we're going to talk about tonight is, especially in like the healing, right, Kat? Yes. And both can be true at the same time. And this is where we're going to dive into it. We're going to dive into it even more in the sacred middle. There are a few seats left. So you could grab your seat. Okay, let me pull up my notes. Welcome in, everybody. Okay. If you're new here, tonight is your first night, throw a 1 in the chat so we can welcome you. Okay. Marielle, welcome in. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Heather. I don't think I can pin your comment, but yes, we love, oh, I think I can. We love the sacred middle. Okay. Have you ever called it peace when it's really just shutting down? Have you ever called it peace, but really you're just shutting your emotions down? I've done that. All the time, yeah. And we're going to talk about how to tell the difference, because on this healing journey, it can be really tough to know if we're still using a coping mechanism, or we're actually changing our patterns, or we're just picking up a different coping mechanism to avoid the same emotion. It can be extremely confusing. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And if you want to join the sacred middle, we can talk about your specific I don't want to say triggers. What is the word? Your specific coping mechanisms and what that looks like and how to tell it in your body. Yes, I withdraw and recognize that I'm doing it. It's hard to stop though. Yes, Denise Maria, 5 p.m. Pacific. So in 1 hour. Welcome back, Mama. When something hurts, do you take space? Or do you disappear? Tara! You're here! Javier, welcome in. When something hurts, do you take space or do you disappear? Something. Okay, I think that's a. I don't know if that's real, but it says violation detected. We didn't do anything. I don't know. We might be in trouble. For what? I'm not really sure. Welcome in, Sarah. Disappear. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. Does calm ever feel like you're not really here? So, meaning, does calm feel like open, or does it feel extremely heavy? Holly was holding down the fort. What is calm? That's a great indication. Heavy. I see you. I see you guys. And for me, a lot of times, especially before, being still, I confuse calm with being still. And being still felt like I was crawling out of my skin. And just as a side note, before we dive too much into it, the reason that this makes sense, all of you guys are saying anxious and heavy and feeling stuck, all of these things, right? Or I've never felt what calm feels like, is because calm is connected to regulated nervous system regulation. And a lot of us have never even experienced what that feels like or how to achieve nervous system regulation. And really what that means is feeling safe. And if you've never felt safe, how the fuck would you ever feel calm? And still is not the same as calm. Thank you guys for sharing the live. What is safe? What a beautiful question. For me, and this may look a little bit different, for each person, but for me, safe is mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually seen, heard, and valued. And Jess, welcome in. And safe, that's what safe means to me, is where I'm seen, heard, valued. Even if we disagree, even all of those things. Now, that doesn't mean that it's never not going to be uncomfortable, right? But if I can show up and not be judged, if I can show up and not be okay, if my feelings are heard and seen, this doesn't mean that that's going to happen 100% of the time. We're human. It's not going to happen, okay? But for the majority of the time, and if that person is trying, and Heather, you are not alone. Most people I have met have never experienced safety whatsoever. And a lot of the times we avoid opportunities to feel safe because we have been so hurt in the past that we are never able to, we aren't able to be vulnerable enough to receive safety either. And there's, when we talk about safe, yes, physically, more so emotionally, right? Emotionally safe. Yes, we need to be physically safe. We also need to be emotionally safe. And this is where a lot of people, when you think of safe, you think of, well, I'm not being hit, Jordan, or abused or things like that physically. And so they're like, okay, well, I must be safe. But what more so we're talking about is, Carrie, hello, is emotionally safe. Are you safe to be vulnerable? Are you safe to be seen and heard and valued and validated? Welcome in, everybody. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. We're talking about, are we healing or are we just getting better at hiding? If I missed your questions, we have some amazing mods in here. We have Tara and we have Holly. Tara, are you here? I wasn't sure. And so if I missed something, just tag them. Oh, is that today? I didn't realize. Okay, copy that. So we got Holly here and we got Tara here modding. So Recovery Coach Holly and the Fire Beneath the Mask. Those are our amazing mods. So if you need something, I missed something, just let them know and they got us covered. Okay, so let's, first of all, do you have any questions? Okay, copy that. Do you have any questions before we get more into this? About hiding versus healing. Okay, one of the things that I really want to talk about that I'm super passionate about. What's up, dude?
Did you see my text?
No, I'm in a live.
Oh, I was gonna... What live? What type?
What type? I'm on TikTok.
Are you playing songs?
Yeah.
I was asking if you could ask them if they want to hear some of my songs.
Oh, another time. We're doing, we're talking about a specific topic right now. So another time I could do that.
Okay.
Okay. Love you.
You don't have to do my cans right now like this, because everywhere is flooded.
Hey, you could talk to Dad. Yeah, you got to do your chores.
Because I did the... Oh, I'll talk about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Yeah, I have a towel on my head.
I do.
This is...
Yeah. Okay. It's the first rain of the season, and he's like, can I get out of doing my chores? Okay. So, one of the big things that I wanted to talk about is, especially in the healing and spiritual community, what I see a lot of and what I used to do a lot is bypass. And you can call it spiritual bypass. There's so many different things that you can call it, but basically what it is turning off your feelings. A lot of people will use this as a flex, to be honest. I just don't feel anything anymore. I'm detached. And they use this, I know, right, Jordan? This, a lot in the spiritual realm is being so present and being so detached from anything that nothing affects you. Okay, so there is some nuance to this, and there's duality in everything. Thank you, Carrie. But I want to be very careful with this because we can use that as a coping mechanism to bypass our feelings, which is opposite of what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is trying to get to a space where we can feel and not be consumed by it without being able to get out of it. Okay? I don't believe the goal is to not feel. Now, as we heal, triggers can become less, yes. But I don't believe that we turn everything off. I don't believe that that is our purpose. I don't believe that that's healthy. Now, there are times where we need to tap into that tool, put it on the shelf. We need to go do some other shit. We got to handle some other things. But then we do come back to it and take care of it and honor it. Okay. So a lot of people get stuck in this black and white, off, on, right? And I want to be very careful in this space because it's easy to go one or the other. And it feels super shitty to sit in the middle, in the sacred middle, and to feel the pain of feeling. Do you know as humans what great lengths we go to not feel? Tell us, hello. We go as humans to great lengths to bypass feeling because feeling is uncomfortable. It's painful. It's tough. It's hard. I love you too, sweetheart. Yeah, we all try to numb. I don't care your choice of the way that you numb. We could, from drugs, sex, alcohol, music, working, shopping, working out, being healthy, being unhealthy. We can use the full spectrum. I don't care what it is. We all have something we use to not feel. And this is what I want to talk about, is being very aware when we are in these spaces, right? Are we sitting and feeling, confronting it, right? Or are we just choosing another tool to hide from, escape from, actually feeling the feeling? And this is what's going to help you determine if you're healing or hiding. Okay, this goes back to being emotionally aware, practicing the pause, and getting really honest with yourself. Am I avoiding feeling a feeling? Or am I putting it on the shelf and I'm going to come back to it later? Or did I already honor it and I'm ready to move through it? Okay, because it depends on the rupture. It depends on the trauma. It depends on the depth of the pain in what happened. Smaller triggers, it may be milliseconds and you may move through that much faster than, say, a best friend betrayal or a death of a loved one, right? Those are going to take longer to move through. Some of those will take moments, weeks, days, months, some even years that we go through the grieving process. And it can be very easy to want to stop that and feel. We can even healing gaslight ourselves by saying we should be past this by now. This shouldn't affect us anymore. If we are really healing, this shouldn't bother us. That's not the way this shit works. Okay? If you've been here for a hot minute, I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not telling you that this journey is all butterflies and rainbows. Is there some badass, beautiful shit on this journey? Yes. But it is not for the weak. It is tough, vulnerable shit. Okay? We're not about bypassing it anymore. That means it's going to be uncomfortable. That means we are going to feel the things that we have put off feeling. I want to say this again. Healing does not mean shutting off emotions and never feeling. It doesn't mean that you're going to not be affected by things. And in fact, in some areas, you're going to feel way more. And some areas may not be as big of a deal, right? Again, it depends on the trigger. It depends on the rupture, the trauma, the pain, okay? The depth of the wound. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you. If you have questions, throw them in the chat. That is really a big thing that I want to talk about, is not bypassing it. There is this false sense that when you are on this healing journey, that you're just going to magically not feel and things are going to just roll off your back more and things aren't going to affect you. Now, again, some things are going to be easier. Small triggers those things may not bother you. Okay? But part of the work, the big work, the piece that most people miss, the reason that I see people stuck and over, and one of the biggest reasons I see people doing a lot of things but not moving in their journey is because they're bypassing feeling. Why? Because it's unfucking comfortable. It's inconvenient. It's exhausting. It takes up time, energy, space. And if you don't have safe people in your life, it can be really fucking lonely. This is why I get on here. This is why I do what I do, why we have a community on Discord, so that you're not alone in feeling your feels. Because they're not going to always be pretty. They're going to be brutally honest. And you might even feel really shitty about them because they're real. And real feelings are not always pretty. That doesn't mean that we're bad people because we have not so pretty feelings. It just means that we're human and we all have them. And get out of here if you tell me that you never have had a bad feeling or wanting to slit somebody's throat or punch them in the fucking face or anything. That's real. That's what we're here to talk about, is the real of what you're feeling. Because that's the shit that we've bypassed, that we couldn't feel, that we were told is not okay, that we were shamed, all those dark parts of us, our shadow parts, right? Right, Carrie? We're not here for just the pretty. And your dark doesn't scare me. Why? Because I got crazy ass shit up here. Can't beat me. I've thought about it all. So if you are avoiding those feelings, you're hiding. Everyone, if your younger self was in the room, what would she say about the ways you hide? Ooh. Mine would say that I stay busy and I work, right? This is why I have to be so intentional. This is why self-awareness, emotional intelligence, all of these things, practicing the pause. Am I doing this? Am I spending this time to avoid a feeling? Which sometimes can be necessary, right? Because we have jobs and we have families and we have shit we gotta do. So sometimes we do have to shelf that, and we are going to use those tools to bypass the feeling for a moment, and then we can come back to it. But oftentimes we don't come back to it. We got to come back to it. Yeah, Jordan, I feel you. Larissa, hello, lovely. And that's part of it, right? It's just being aware of how we bypass, how we escape, how we avoid, how we hide. Another myth about healing is that we become softer, more quiet, more agreeable. I hate to break it to you, but that's not always the case. And in fact, for a lot of people, it's the opposite, because you haven't said the things. You've been the people pleaser. You've stayed quiet. You've avoided. You have hidden. You haven't said the things. And so now people are like, what the fuck? Because you're using your words, you're honoring yourself, you're being vulnerable. And that means a lot of the time being uncomfortable for yourself, and it's going to make other people uncomfortable because they've never experienced you that way. They've always experienced you the same way that you've always been. And so now you're showing up different. You're going to probably get a lot of flack and a lot of shit talking. And it's going to be confusing because healing has been made to look pretty. It's not that pretty. It's not that pretty. Right? It's amazing. It's also shitty. Right? And then the opposite, right? Some people are trying to be more soft or to be intentional with their words. Okay, love you, Mom. Megan, welcome in. A thunderstorm with a rainbow. That's, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, mindful. Right? So it can be confusing for the people around us. And it can be just as confusing for us because we're like, shit, are we doing this right? Like, is this just another coping mechanism? Are we just doing it prettier than what we used to do? And oftentimes what I want to say too is that we have this pendulum, okay? So if you have been anxious, attached, or you have been a people pleaser, or whatever you want to say, you're on this side of the spectrum, right? Now, when you release yourself from that, you're going to swing all the way to the other side. And it can feel cold. And you can feel, people can think that you're being very harsh, and it can feel extremely harsh, right? And you can be like, well, shit, am I just mean now? So there can be a lot of confusion on that. But what happens is we need to tap into that side a little bit more and then come to the middle. And for the people on the opposite side, our avoidance and our detached and the people who avoidant, they are going to swing to the opposite side, right? And they're going to probably feel weak and vulnerable and mushy and like a squishy teddy bear, teddy bear, which can be so awkward, right? They need to tap into that. Matt, thank you for the follow. And so they're going to tap into that, and then they're going to come to the middle. Neither one of those things are bad. Both taken to the extreme are what we have used to keep us safe. Thanks for sharing it. Thanks for being here, Matt. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you have questions, throw them in the chat. There's still some room in the sacred middle for your seat, so grab that. Misfit Nation, welcome in. Allie, welcome in. So, the goal is not to turn off the emotions, okay, in this. And the goal isn't to drown and get lost in our emotions. The goal is to be able to feel without being consumed. Okay? Sophia, welcome in. And that is tough. That can be really tough. Do you guys have any questions before we move forward? I gotta get something for Mom. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Between pain and growth, but each swing bringing me balance. Yes. And that's the thing, is we're going to tap into each side. And it's really tough because what we want, I think what our old programming wants is to stick to one side. It wants certainty and it wants to stay in one side. Like we have to stay here or here. But that's not the way that it works. We need both sides of that spectrum, and we need to be able to tap into both sides and have that emotional awareness to know where we are and what is happening with us. This is why it goes back to being connected to self, okay? Because if you're disconnected from yourself, if you're disconnected from your body, you're not going to be able to feel what any of these feel like in your body, and you're going to go to logic, okay? And logic is going to keep you in one space. Thanks, Megan. Maybe I'll just do a typing live. I absolutely love my keyboard, and I love typing, so it's a win. Which part, Megan? Welcome in. Anxious. Okay. If life is experiential, then I think we have to experience this version of ourselves in motion. Yes, and that is the pendulum. Yes, hence the pendulum. Because sometimes we do need to tap into shutting things off, right? Like, we have to go to work. We have to be here for our family. And sometimes we need to turn off those emotions. And so we need to tap into the other side of the pendulum, right? And then there are some times that we need to feel. And so we got to come into that emotion onto the other side. The uncomfortable part and the part in the healing journey, which I love walking alongside people with, is how to tap into that other side of the pendulum, because it can be extremely scary and it can feel unsafe. And oftentimes people do not have safe people to safely experience the other side of the pendulum. Okay, this is where I walk alongside you so that you can experience safety in emotional vulnerability, in taking risks in that other side of the pendulum. Because we can't really do that with the people in our lives. It can be really, really tough unless they are on this journey with us and they're doing all the work and all of these things, and it can still be really hard. So having a safe person or people, in my opinion, is essential, which is why I do what I do. Because I know I needed that and I still need that. Does anybody have any questions? Get back to my notes. So one thing that I want to talk about is, in fight or flight, the dorsal vagal, okay? Now, one of the things about the somatics in this, and that means getting in tune and being connected to our body, is the science behind it, okay? Because it's oftentimes you can't use logic to know. You have to feel it, okay? You have to feel it. Mike, what's up? But if you're disconnected from your body, how the fuck are you going to feel it? You're not. You're going to stay in your head, and there's going to be this disconnect, right? So oftentimes when we are, I got to do a puzzle. Hold on. So when we are avoiding, when we are hiding, the fear is there, right? And the dorsal vagal is going to be activated, and this can look like calm on the outside, but it's still collapse internal. It's still freeze, fawn, fight, flight. Okay? So, I'm sorry. The dorsal is actually the shutdown. So that is more freeze and fawn. Okay? I stand corrected. That on the outside can look like calm, but that is really avoiding. It's detached. It means your nervous system has shut down. And that's what I want to help you guys recognize is, am I healing through this, or is my nervous system still shutting down? Okay. Now, for nervous systems that operate out of, they're the more avoidant, detached, right? They've had to turn off emotions in order to survive. Okay. This is an area you want to be aware of. Does it not bother me because I am detached? Does it not bother me because I am shrinking and avoiding or disappearing? Or am I sitting in it and I acknowledge that it has affected me, just maybe not as much? This is where it's so important to get curious about what the fuck you're feeling and where you're feeling it in your body. Okay? Do you have any questions about that? A good way to tell also is by getting curious about how you're feeling. Does it feel tight? Right? Does it feel restricted? Now, there's so much nuance because when we are practicing a new tool, okay, it is going to be awkward and it is going to be a little bit stressful. So, again, getting really curious. Katie! Getting curious about the process and what's happening for you. I hear a lot of women talking about feeling guilty for feeling a certain way. Can you touch on that? Yes. And this is huge. I touched on it a little teeny bit, but you guys give me, your feedback if this resonates. I don't know so much about the other side, okay? But I know for a lot of women who are in the anxious attachment, the people pleaser, who have a tough time in boundaries, when they begin to create boundaries and hold those boundaries and stand up for themselves and not back down and not people please and honoring themselves and using the words and saying no, they feel guilty. I have felt this way because people then label you as a villain. You're mean. You've changed. How could you treat me like this? Because they're used to you being a certain way. And so then it makes you question, well, have I gone too far on the other side and now do I just not care? Right? And it can feel guilty. And maybe for the other side, those on the other side, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the same? Is it the same? Melissa, welcome in. Is it the same for... hold on. I'm trying to think of the opposite. Does it still create guilt or does it just feel more weak by showing the emotion? Because I think on one side, we have a group of people learning to not shut off emotion, but how to not overcompensate and how to separate themselves from other people's emotions. And so I know that there can be guilt in that. Thank you, Melissa. Is it opposite for maybe the guilt of not feeling people's emotions prior because now you're feeling emotions? You can help me out here for the other side. I didn't feel guilt. I would feel annoyed. Okay. When I fucked up today, it feels like a pinch regret. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, and if you're on the more avoidant, I'm not sure if there's guilt, or if it's more like regret. That's a good question. We'll dive more into that in the sacred middle, because that's a really good question. Really good question. Thank you, Miss Melissa. Hello, hello. Melissa, we have the sacred middle. It's a small all women's group coaching at 5 p.m. So we're going to end here in about like 7 minutes to get ready for that. Do you guys have any more questions about this topic? Do you feel the guilt or like the regret? Thanks for stopping by, Matt. Every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific. Next week, we are going to talk about... I say I'm fine, but I'm full of regret. Oh, resentment, sorry. I say I'm fine, but I'm full of resentment. That's next week's topic. Steve, welcome in. I am going to be working on getting new topics up and putting them on the Sacred Middle site, so be on the lookout for that. So one of the ways that I want to leave you with being able to understand or tell the difference between am I healing or am I hiding is really, are you avoiding a feeling? Are you avoiding a conversation? Are you avoiding a person? And then getting curious about that. Getting curious about why don't you want to have this conversation? Or why are you avoiding this person? Or, where do you feel that in your body? Before just jumping to, you don't have to go straight to doing the thing or saying the thing. Just get curious about what's happening for you first. Guilt, remorse, regret, but they are stepping stones for me, not a prison sentence. And that's the thing. That's it right there, Tara, is being able to feel without it consuming you, without it being a prison. That's it. This is what we're going for. We're going for being able to feel and it not consume us all the time for long periods of time. That is the goal. The goal is not to figure out how to not ever feel. And again, this is why I wanted to have this conversation, because it's a huge pet peeve of mine I see in these spiritual places and in these healing spaces is how people teach you to not feel, to be detached from people and things and situations. And I don't believe that that is serving us. I don't believe that that is healthy. I see it as another bypassing tool. The goal, in my opinion, is to learn how to feel without it consuming you in your life. Do you agree? And it's okay. We don't have to agree. Do you agree that the goal is to be able to feel for and it not to consume you? And if you don't agree, I would love, love, love to hear your thoughts. Because you guys are all here for a reason. You guys are all come into our lives and you go to other coaches and you go to therapy and you do these courses and you do all of these healing tools. What is the goal? What is the goal? Is the goal to get over something? What does that look like? What does that even mean? Is the goal to not feel about something? Is that what you're trying to achieve? to feel better, to be able to feel in a better way. I love that. See what I did there? To feel better. To be able to feel in a better way. Yes, that's a polyvagal theory in a nutshell. Life is not meant to be figured out. It's meant to be felt through. I highly agree with that. And this is why you don't see a ton of people who are super excited to do this journey, because feeling is painful a lot of the times, especially when you have avoided feeling your whole life, and then oftentimes to keep safe. This is why I am really adamant about creating safety and connections and having at least one safe emotional person where you can take emotional risks with. Learn how to be vulnerable. Okay, amusing humans. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Remember, fuck perfect and connection over perfection. Yeah, it does. It does feel shitty sitting in the suck alone. And we don't have to be alone all the time, right? Join the Discord. We got amazing people. I'll see you guys next week, same time, 4 p.m. Pacific here on TikTok. And then we hop over to the Sacred Middle from 5 to 7 for a all women's sacred conversation. All right. Thank you for being here. Have an amazing night, guys. I will see you in the Sacred Middle. Bye.